Pray you are having an amazing afternoon. I'm back from my 5-day whirlwind trip down south to Peru, and feels great to be back home. But holy smokes, am I ever tired? So I've just been absolutely pooped since getting back. So I'm drinking lots of coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. And have lots of work to do to get caught up after being out of town for a week. So today's a long day. Been at work since about 8:30. I'm going to be here till about 9 o'clock at night. But just wanted to jump on here, have a little bit of a coffee break, and just chat a little bit about the experience down in Peru, and just ramble on a little bit, just to kind of keep the channel alive and keep it active. When you're not, connecting with people for a few days, it's like people forget you exist, and so don't want the subscriptions to drop or anything like that. Because, quite surprisingly, I wonder if I can share this here. Still learning Streamlab a little bit here. So I go share my screen. Don't show that tip. Share the screen. Yeah. I want to share this. And so what you can see here, hopefully this is working. Whoops. Hopefully this is working here. But on my channel, up to 608 subscribers and 3,433 watched hours already on my channel. Now, this predominantly came from just a small handful of videos. All the videos I made about Kanye West and the videos that I made about the Star Wars trailers are still getting watched. I'm still getting about 150 views a day on those videos alone, and so that's really driving up my watched hours. So getting closer and closer to this real big famous channel monetization. So can't wait to start making 25 cents a year from my YouTube channel, because that quarter will really go a long way. So I'm really excited about that. So turn that off there. So so it's pretty cool. That's why I wanted to jump on here and give a little bit of an update. So last Monday, my daughter and I left our town and got into a car and drove for a couple of hours to the airport and got on an airplane that brought us to Lima, Peru. We arrived, stop sharing, Lima, Peru. We arrived there Monday night / Tuesday morning. We got there about 1:30 a.m. So technically it's Tuesday morning, but hadn't gone to sleep yet. Literally walked out of the airport of Lima, Peru, and walked right across the street and jumped into the hotel there, and crashed for a couple of hours, got up around 7:30, had some breakfast, and then walked back across the street, and we got onto another plane that brought us up north to Piura, Peru, and that's where we spent 3 days. So 3 days, 2 nights we spent there, and it was just an amazing experience. Just seeing the different work that Compassion is doing through local churches to alleviate poverty. Because quite honestly, this was probably some of the poorest of the poor that I've ever personally witnessed. I've helped out urban poor people in Canada, in Canadian cities, in our Canadian context, bringing food baskets and supporting people and helping people. But our level of poverty here in Canada is nowhere near what you see in these levels of poverty in countries like Peru. So it was quite eye-opening. It was a really powerful experience for both me and my daughter. But hey, 2Med2, it's great to have you here. Thanks for joining me. And it's witnessing poverty at that level personally. That was the first time my daughter and I have ever witnessed that. So it was powerful. It was, and to see these people who literally live in houses that are built from garbage, the love that they have for each other, the love that they have for their community, the love that they have for God is just incredible. And to be honest, I think us as North Americans and Westerners, have a lot to learn from what really matters in life. So it was quite eye-opening. So we spent a couple of days, like I said, in Piura. Great experience playing with these kids, meeting these kids, seeing the work that's being done, and learning firsthand how organizations like Compassion are truly helping people overcome poverty and helping. Like it's not simply an issue of, well, if they just got a job, then everything would be better. Like it's not just a job issue. It's not just a money issue, because it's everything. It impacts everything. It's the food. It's the medical. It's the social, economical well-being. Just the safety. And that level of poverty just seems to create this hopelessness. Like you don't even know where to begin, right, to solve the problem. So to see the work that's being done to educate these kids and train these kids and provide medical care and support for these kids, and even just clean drinking water that won't kill you was pretty amazing to see. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. And then we spent those 2 days in Piura, and then we got back onto the plane, went back down south to Lima, and then spent a day in Lima, seeing another site there, more outside of the main city area of Lima, in what was, I think originally it was more of a squatter area where people just basically took up residence, squatting there, and then now the city and the government is working with them to bring, safety and health and different things there, and again partnering with the local church in order to accomplish that work. So it's just so amazing to see that happen. So and then we got on, spent an afternoon just kind of doing a couple little touristy things, hit a market and get a few souvenirs, and then debriefed with our team, and then got back on an airplane at 3:00 in the morning. And then I arrived back home 11:30 a.m. I arrived at the airport, and then got home. We had a bunch of things to do, some family to visit, and then got home by about 5 p.m. and back at it at work right away on Sunday. So it's been pretty crazy. I'm literally still processing everything that we saw and that we learned. For the 5 days we were there, I was literally just trying to keep it together. It's like, man, don't lose it. Don't start crying in front of all these kids. Don't just have a total emotional meltdown in front of your 16-year-old daughter. It's like, just push it down. Like, good cold-blooded Canadian or cold weather, just push those feelings down and say everything's fine and put on our happy little Christian church face and just push those feelings down. And so now being home for a couple of days, I'm like just feeling this is all just bubbling up, and I'm pretty sure at some point I'm just gonna just lose it and start sobbing. But in the good kind. It really is the good kind. So a lot to work on, a lot to process, and so just kind of excited about that too. And so to me too, I did a lot of work with CYO as a youth. Never had to deal with third world country, but it's kind of funny. It's weird. I'm seeing your comment here on YouTube, but not on StreamYard. Oh, there it is. There we go. Never dealt with third world country, but it's kind of funny that the lower you are on the economic scale, the more appreciative you are as a whole. So true. It's just incredible. I think when we have so much, we're becoming so soft. And I think we're seeing that, right? We just see that with all like the SJWs and everyone just whining and complaining, and my feelings are hurt, and I'm offended, and I'm hurt, and blah, 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 and all the whininess. It's like we don't know how to cope with anything. We don't know how to cope with just people saying no to us. We don't know how to cope with not getting every single need met. And so when you have nothing, when you literally have nothing, it just, you're so appreciative of every single thing you have, right? And there's just so much more joy. So, I totally agree. So, so like I said, still processing that. And one of the things that I'm really processing in my context, just in my world, I've shared before, I'm a pastor, I work in a church, seeing how this work is being done in the community to alleviate poverty, to meet people's needs, to be a blessing in their city. Like that was really speaking to me. Like if my church here were to shut its doors tomorrow, would our community even notice? And more importantly, would they even care? I mean, because the church people who attend here, they could find another church to go to. They could, easily get plugged into another church. But would our city be worse off because we're not here? That's really just been resonating with me, and so that's really been speaking to me. So, hey, Gizmorella, it's great to have you. Thanks for joining me on this coffee break. I should actually enjoy my coffee on my coffee break before it gets cold, because I have another meeting at 4:30. So this is just going to be a short little stream here and just kind of give a little bit of an update. So, coffee's so good. I've been drinking so much coffee. Been drinking so much coffee the last couple of days. But gotta say, coffee here in Canada, not as good as the coffee in Peru. Coffee in Peru was so good. Could have had a lot more of it while I was there, but it wasn't easily available in the sites that we were visiting. Drank a lot of Inca Cola. And if you don't know what Inca Cola is, Google it. Basically tastes like a melted popsicle in a in a plastic pop bottle. Fizzy drink. It was so good, so sweet, way too much sugar. Yeah. So and for me to do a trip like this with my 16-year-old was just such a blessing. Just to kind of watch this experience through her eyes, and I really think her generation is kind of this bridge generation. I think kind of that generation that's a little bit older than her, that kind of militant SJW kind of generation, if I could call it that. I don't like to generalize, but you kind of see the different attitudes of people, and it really does fit in those age categories as well. I mean, the reason why this okay boomer thing is taken off is because there's a generalization about boomers versus millennials, Gen Xers, all of this stuff. And seeing my daughter's generation, who just have so much available and they're seeing so much, and seeing their eyes being opened, right? And so this whole movement that we're seeing, and all the complaining and people being offended and people no longer being able to have conversations about difficult things and differences of opinion, I think we're going to see that pendulum swing away from that. I really do, as I'm looking at this next generation, because they are more tolerant of different viewpoints and more accepting of even viewpoints that they don't like or don't agree with, because they're not looking at the position that the person's taking, they're looking at the person as a whole. So I'm very hopeful that this crazy pendulum that we're on is going to start swinging back in the right direction, because this whole you have to believe everything I believe and you have to affirm everything I affirm is just making the world a very bad place. So seeing this experience through my daughter's eyes and a couple of the other teenagers that were there as well, was really encouraging for me. So that was pretty exciting for that. So yeah, I'm actually going to be doing kind of an official video with my daughter probably just next week. We're just trying to figure out when we're going to do that. She's had a bunch of stuff to get caught up with school. I got a bunch of things that I have to get caught up with since I got back. And we're going to do either a live stream or just put together a video with the videos that we took down in Peru and the pictures that we took in Peru, and give a real update, especially because I really want those of you who supported us, those who sent some money financially for us to go on this trip. People have been praying for us or just encouraging us and giving kind of words of affirmation to us about going on this trip. I really want you to kind of get a sense of what we saw and what we learned. So we want to put together a really good presentation to do that. And if you attend our church or you're in the Ottawa area, we're actually going to do that in person as well. So we'll have information about that on my social media, on Twitter, and here on YouTube, so that you could join in and participate with that stuff as well if you would like to come in person and see it or watch an official update. Hopefully you've seen some of the pictures already. If you haven't, I think I'll put this my Twitter feed here. just right here in the chat. So if you want to follow along on Twitter, you can follow me at my Twitter account there, and you can see I did post a whole bunch of pictures of the trip, throughout the whole time. Oh, you know what? Let me share this. Let me share this. Look at this. This right here. This video right here was so powerful. Oops. So this little girl saw my daughter Samantha and just beelined right to her and jumped into her arms and didn't let her go, and was just with her the whole time until she got dismissed to kind of go off with the other kids. I could barely watch this without getting all teary-eyed. And you know what's funny? Like, so our guides were encouraging us to be in the moment, right? Because, as Westerners, like we take out our cell phones and we really live through our phones, right? We're kind of filming everything and taking videos of everything. And the guide was like, you know what? Yeah, take pictures, take videos, but be in the moment. Like, don't experience this through your phone. Like, go try to be more open and experience it. Just put your phone away. And then this happened. Like I said, we walked in, and everyone, I think my daughter and I, we were like the last to come in. So all the other people were already in the room. So it wasn't like this was just jump into the arms of the first person. Like, this little girl saw my daughter, and just something, there was a spark, there was a connection, and this little girl just beelined to her and just leapt into her arms. My daughter just took her in her arms and just was hugging her. And I'm sitting there going, great stupid phone. I can't get my phone out of, or I can't get my phone out of my pocket to capture this moment because it was so beautiful. So yeah, just absolutely loved that moment, and to see that just connection there was just so powerful for me. And so yeah, that was the type of stuff that we were documenting and sharing on social media while we were away. And so, like I said, I've got hundreds and hundreds of pictures and videos that we took. So look forward to sharing those with all of you a little bit more officially. So you can learn a little bit more about compassion and learn a little bit more about what we did. And I'm going to be doing more stuff in some of the processing of all of the stuff that I've learned. So, yeah. So apart from that, still getting my brain around being back home. Still got tons of work that I'm working on, but I'm just really excited and really encouraged about a lot of different things. Even though I desperately need a nap, I need a very, very long nap. And not only do I need a long nap, I need a really good cry. Again, like I shared earlier, he's got these emotions from seeing some of the things that we witnessed. Well, here, let me see if I can. Let me just show you one more quick picture here. Where is it here? Here it is. Let me just share my screen here. So here's a picture here of, this is kind of one of the homes that we visited. So a family who've been part of the child sponsorship program since the son was quite young. I think he was 3 or 4 when he got sponsored through Compassion, and he has had the same sponsors throughout the whole program. And now he's getting ready to finish up. He's getting ready to go off to school. He wants to be an engineer. His grades are great. His health is great. His heart is great. But this is kind of the environment that they live in. Like, we had to climb up this dirt trail, climb up this hill to get into this area, and this stuff is just kind of thrown together with scraps of material that they could find, and kind of on the top of this hill and overlooking this valley. You see this big mountain in the background, and so to kind of see that this is how people are living, and to realize that this is about how 80% of our world is living is again just just so incredibly eye-opening. So we got like tons of pictures like this and videos like this, and I'm just looking forward to sharing more and more of this stuff with all of you. And so yeah, this Lord, yeah, I shaved. Whenever I travel, I don't like to travel with a beard. It's just one of those weird things. I get paranoid about bugs. It's like, I was going down, to Peru, so I just didn't want to have to deal with my beard. So I took the beard off, and then I let the hair grow in. I'm going to shave my head again, but because it was so hot, I wanted to wear a baseball cap. And when my head is shaved, it's actually not comfortable wearing a baseball cap. So I let this hair grow in. I took this hair off. So. But hopefully the beard will go back, and by the time Clone Wars stuff comes out, I'm gonna start making more Captain Rex videos. So, and thankfully my beard grows back fairly quickly, so I should be good to get that back. Hopefully, before the next season of Clone Wars premieres on Disney Plus. So speaking of Disney Plus, I got about 8 more minutes before I got to jump off because I got a work meeting at 4:30. But what are you guys thinking of Disney Plus so far? Are you guys enjoying The Mandalorian? I'm loving it. Loving it. Is it a perfect show? Nope. Are there some plot holes and some script holes? Absolutely. But this is the best stuff, the best Star Wars to come out of Disney. Mind you, that's not 100% true. There was some really good stuff in Star Wars Rebels that I loved. Star Wars Rebels Season 2, when they brought in Darth Vader and reintroduced reintroduced Ahsoka Tano and Darth Vader meeting Ahsoka Tano. That was the best stuff to come out of Disney Star Wars. But The Mandalorian is right up there, close second. So absolutely love The Mandalorian. And I actually really like the fact that it only comes out once a week. So it just spreads the joy of it and just spreads the enjoyment of it instead of me just watching all of it in one 8-hour binge fest of just sucking down a whole bunch of junk food and pop and watching all 8 episodes and then being done. This kind of spreads the joy and spreads the excitement for me and builds the anticipation. Like when it ends, like when an episode ends, it's like, oh, what's next? What's next? What's next? And you get a week to speculate and read fan theories and make YouTube videos and all of this stuff. So I think they did a great job of that. That's just my opinion. I know some people prefer the binging, but I think this was a brilliant move. So, this coffee's so good. It's already starting to get dark. I'm looking out my work window and I can see on my video here, it's getting darker and darker. Oops, and I just dropped an old coffee behind my desk. Fingers. I got this little lamp. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but hey, get a little bit more light in here. There you go. Yeah, totally agree with you on this one, Sis Lord. I wish the episodes were longer, though. Yeah. So you can tell this is a 4-hour series that they're split up into 8 half-hour episodes. Like episode 1 and 2 could have been one episode, I think, if they would have made that the pilot. Yeah, totally agree with you. If they were a little bit longer, it'd have more of a epic Star Wars feel. 30 minutes does feel a little short. But one of the things that I have been blown away with The Mandalorian, and I was talking about this with my 18-year-old son last night, because we just watched episode 3 last night. The fact that they are able to convey such emotion with a guy wearing a mask is incredible script writing and incredible direction and incredible acting and just flat out incredible filmmaking. Like, think about it. Like, you can't see his face, but yet you see the turmoil with when he hands over Baby Yoda and he wants to go get Baby Yoda back. You see the turmoil of the memories of the Clone Wars and he was abandoned, whether those his parents or someone, and that kind of war that was happening. I'm not sure if that was the fall of Mandalore or what that was. But there's emotion and there's character development and there's building up of the tension in a flat Mandalorian mask with no emotion on it. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So well done. And I'm just absolutely loving that. So can't wait to see what they do with this. And I hope all the other Star Wars stuff that they're coming out with is going to be just as good. This is actually making me quite hopeful for Obi-Wan, that series, that whenever they start working on that, I'm really hopeful for that. Cassian Andor, I don't really care for. Didn't really like other than the character. Just thought it was not necessary. And, you know, to bring him back when you already know how he dies. Like, again, do something new. You don't have to keep doing prequel stuff. So, and, oh, so much for YouTube sending me the reminder. I said, oh, that's too bad. Sorry to hear that YouTube didn't send the reminder. Oh, Drunk 3PO, am I unblocked? Yes, you are definitely unblocked, my friend. It's because you have the word drunk, and I put these word blocks because I just like clean content on my channel, and so it just said you were not clean, I guess. So hopefully everybody's seeing your comment there now. So good to have you here with us and just kind of sharing a little bit of my my trip to Peru, and we're just talking a little bit about the Mandalorian. I can't wait to see what he's gone through since he was 6 years old. Yeah, very true. Again, there's some cool opportunity with this Mandalorian stuff, and I'm really looking forward to it. So really, really excited. So my cell phone is actually ringing here. Wonder, no swears on here. I keep it PG-13. I can't always guarantee that the people who join me keep it PG-13, but I'm not responsible for other people. I'm only responsible for me. I can't control what other people do. I can only control me. So that's just kind of the way I try to roll here. Man, it's like more and more people are jumping in on here now. This is probably the most people I've ever had on a live stream, but I gotta go back to work. This is just supposed to be a quick little coffee break thing. So, and I even see my 4:30 call is coming in a few minutes early. So I actually have to work late tonight. So you know what I might do is I actually ordered a pizza. And I had some of it. Sweats. My autocorrect change swears to sweat. That's funny. No, see, I actually turned off that feature, so I'm not that strict because I don't want people to be blocked and not be able to get here. So that's hilarious. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. I'm still figuring this stuff out. So you know what? I'm going to have to go on my 4:30 phone call right now, get back to work, but I'm going to have a little pizza break before my 7 o'clock meeting. So maybe around 6:30 or 6 o'clock, I'll jump back on and continue the conversation. So hey, thanks for joining me here. Really appreciate all of you who subscribe to the channel, who like the videos, and just thank you for being a part of this community. Again, I'm just absolutely amazed how well my channel is growing. Man, 609 subscribers, 3,433 public watch hours. I'm kind of hoping we can get a big push going, and by the time we get to the Rise of Skywalker, I can hit that magic 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watched hours, and make 25 cents a year on my YouTube channel. And if we make, and kind of my goal is I'm kind of following in the footsteps of the great Drunk 3PO, is my family and I, we want to use any money that we make from this YouTube channel to go to child sponsorship. So we're really going to be using this to just give back and give back and give back to the community. And my daughter is hoping, you know, that little video I showed you here a second ago of my daughter with that little girl that she got to meet here. I'll just bring her back up here quickly. Boop. You know, this little girl here. So my daughter has put in a request to actually become her sponsor. And so here's my 16-year-old daughter, you know, wanting to spend $40 a month to sponsor this little girl to make sure she gets the education she needs and the health that she needs, and just to help come alongside her and her family. Just blesses my heart. So that if we can get this YouTube channel up to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watched hours and it gets monetized, all that money is going to be going to stuff like this, because I'm, yeah, just saw what Drunk 3PO did, and I just love it. And following in his footsteps, and because of his encouragement. So thank you so much for joining me. I got to get back to work, and maybe I'll jump back on a little bit later on this evening. So take care. God bless you. May the force be with you, and we'll talk to you soon.